There was a time when the United States of America stood not merely as a nation, but as an idea, the torchbearer of democracy, pluralism, and post-war unity. That time was before Trump. Back then, even with our contradictions, the West looked to us for stability. We led NATO not with fear, but with faith. We upheld treaties because trust was more powerful than tariffs. China was a competitor, Russia an adversary, but our alliances held the line. That was the pre-Trump America, predictable, flawed, yet anchored in shared ideals. But then came the fracture, the political earthquake, the Trump era. And just like that, in a matter of years, the post-war consensus cracked. We emerged into a post-Trump America that felt unmoored. NATO? Recast as a transactional ledger. Allies, pressured with tariffs and scorned in tweets. Russia, no longer simply an adversary, but a curious object of presidential admiration. China, engaged not with coordinated strategy, but erratic trade wars. What followed wasn't just chaos, it was a realignment of the global order. And here's the unspoken truth. America is no longer the unchallenged author of the liberal world. Our allies began to hedge. Europe spoke of strategic autonomy, Japan fortified, India recalibrated. Even our closest partners whispered the unthinkable. Can we still count on the United States? At home, MAGA evolved from a slogan to a symbol, one that questioned not just globalization but liberal democracy itself. And in that vacuum of leadership, something stirred. Russia and China, once rivals of ideology, drew closer, not out of love, but out of mutual opportunity. They saw a divided West, a hesitant America. They saw January 6th and laughed. They saw election denialism, tribal politics, and called it hypocrisy. Where once the Cold War ended with American triumph, now it seems a new version is being quietly, subtly reversed. Ask yourself, if we had lost the Cold War, would the result look so different? State propaganda on the rise, truth eroded by algorithms, institutions paralyzed by partisanship, a populace more loyal to tribes than to truth. This is not defeat by tanks and missiles. It's something slower, more insidious, a cultural reversal, an erosion from within. So what are the ramifications? If America forgets its role, others will write history. If we abandon values for transactions, we lose the moral capital that once won hearts. If we see freedom as a nuisance and alliances as burdens, then yes, we may survive, but we will no longer lead. And when leadership fades, so too does influence. The post-Trump era is not just political, it's civilizational. Will America reassert its vision, not just through power, but through principle? Or will we let the Cold War be won by default, decades after it supposedly ended? Let it be clear. This is not nostalgia. This is a warning. The line between liberty and decay is thinner than we think. And in this new era, America must decide. Will it be the light, or just another shadow in history's long corridor?